Hi there, I hope you're well. In the workshop this week, where we're doing workshop organisation, this wall in particular has been something of an unholy mess for quite some time, and well, here's how it started. If I was being polite, I'd say the workshop has grown organically to its present state, but in reality I threw it together about 20 years ago and I've barely touched the layout since because I was always too busy, so it's about time it had some attention, and the first stage is to get everything off that wall. With everything cleared away, I can vacuum up the worst of the dust and slap on a quick coat of paint. So, looking a little bit fresher, a little bit nicer. The other minor problem with all of this, of course, is that, because of all this stuff around this side, it makes fulfilling the inevitable square enough borders a little bit more complicated. Never mind, orders fulfilled, and I'm back giving the clamps a quick wipe over, and then I can stack a few together to get an idea of size. I've got a few odd scraps of birch ply, and I'll be using these to make some clamp holders. All the cutting's done with a plunge saw at the MFT because my miter saw, my Capex, hasn't come back yet, and a bit of careful marking out makes the best use of the material. I swear this stuff's worth more than Bitcoin at the moment. A couple of simple stops clamped to the bench and I can make repeat wafer thin cuts cleanly and accurately. I could probably use the bandsaw to cut the ends square, but the track saw does a great job and leaves a really clean finish. Right, so we've got our usual 3 bits cut for our little support rack thing. This is where I'm going to differ to the million other clamp rack videos that are out on YouTube. Normally what you'd get is you'd get one where they nail this or screw this through from the back, and then you get that clamp in to give you the width, and then you cut that down and do the same. And then what they do is they sort of drill through or nail through into their wooden workshop at an angle like this. Well, this one is going up right near the ceiling, and my workshop's made of engineering brick, so I know that I'm going to need to get my SDS drill out, and there's no way I'm going to be able to get it in there. I'd struggle even just to get a bit long enough just to mark the positions, to be perfectly honest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this one removable on peanut connectors, because this is exactly the kind of thing that they were made for. You could of course put them in on the side and drill through that way around, but I'd rather not have them visible. So I've got the peanut connectors, I'm going to use those. If you don't know about peanut connectors, I've done videos on these before. And I'll be looking at the latest jig in a few weeks' time, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. But that's what I'm going to do to start with. We'll get the peanuts in on this side, get that in place. So that's what we'll do, and that's what we'll do next. I'm using a 2mm packer to give a little wiggle room in the bracket, and then trimming the backer board down to size and fixing it on with glue and screws. Up at the wall I can make sure it fits, Mark the screw positions with a blunt drill bit, at least it is now. And then use the SDS to blat a couple of holes in the engineering brick. Plug them, fix on the bracket, and then attach the other half with peanuts. That's the 1200mm or 4-foot sash clamps done. The 900mm clamps are next and go alongside. And then between them, lower down, I can fit the 600mm clamps. I'm reusing a couple of plastic brackets for the longer F-clamps. These just sit horizontally across them. And I've thrown a little shelf together for my one-handed Bessie duo clamps. Note how I've put one screw in place and held it level while I mark the other positions. And then I can drill, plug and screw in the usual way. Look at that, almost like it was made to measure. For the smaller F-clamps, I'm making a super simple L-shaped shelf just glued and screwed together and then screwed to the wall under the one-handed clamps. The shelf is just deep enough that the handles of the clamps touch the wall and help keep them steady. And the old Irwin quick grip clamps just fit on the ends of the shelf. And finally, well, you didn't really think I'd leave that wall space empty, now did you? And if that was how it started, well, this was how it's finished. Really, really pleased with how it's all worked out, to be honest. You know, it's only an afternoon's work with a cheap SDS drill and a few bits of birch ply scrap. Really, really happy with how the clamps have come out. Everything very contained in one place and all the commonly used clamps readily accessible. And I think I said earlier when I took everything down from here, I really liked this open space, so it's the perfect slot. Perfect spot for putting that sign up. Obviously, a bit of work to do on that sign still. I want to backlight the logo like I did with the shelves back here. And I have to say, I'm really, really pleased with how, not spacious, but how much cleaner it looks up near the ceiling, not having that long plank up there. I think it means I can probably get rid of this fan in a can extractor thing and put in a bigger, quieter unit that will help me keep the dust down. But I'm going to leave it there for this one. Thanks ever so much for taking a look. Stay safe, take care. I'll see you in the next one.